Hi and welcome. This is TH Pharmacist, and we're going to play a new game today called Gnomoria. So this is a fun little, been called a clone of Dwarf Fortress in the past. It's a more or less a city building game where you take a group of gnomes and build their new civilization. So we're going to do this completely from scratch today. New game. Going to go to advanced. And here you get your options for your map generation. There's a lot of randomization in this game. Most of the landscape is procedurally generated, which is pretty neat, so you kind of get a random experience every time. So we're going to give this 10 clicks, however many that was. Land of Seals. I don't like that, so we're going to do 10 more. The Stuck Land. Probably not going to get very far like that. Our new kingdom is definitely going to be the first hay. Hey. Alright. You got a choice of little maps to big maps. Huge maps tend to crash fairly often, so we're going to stick with the standard size. And as for our seed, we're going to do this old school. I've got my dice bag, and we're going to roll some d10s and get some seed numbers. Where are you, D10? Alright. It's going to be 8, 8, 2, 8, 8, 2, 4, 5, 1, 6. We're going to lose that 8 because there's too many 8s and add a 6. Alright. So we're going to make our metals shallow, going to make them plenty of them for the purposes of this video, so as we can have a good experience here. Got 3 sliders down here that determine how your kingdom is created procedurally. We're going to say we do want some hills, with them definitely more wide than narrow, and more sloping than spiky. So let's take a look at what we got. Now, see, that wasn't a bad seed at all. It's going to give us a little bit of a river, give us a little water source. I think we'll have a nice kind of fertile valley in here to start in. So that might be kind of cool. And we have a ready source of food nearby with strawberries and what looks to be apples. So let's escape out of there and let's go with that. I'm going to actually generate the map here. And here we are back. The land is generated. We're going to go ahead and zoom out and zoom to the top and take a look at what we got. Looks like it is as described. Our nomadic gnomes ended up right here in the middle next to some orange trees, as a matter of fact. Some pine trees and some birch trees nearby. Now, it's not exactly as the preview was, but you know what? It's pretty close. Take it. So we take a quick look around the map. We've got a lot of open space. Keep in mind we'll have to make ourselves fairly defensible. So nestling ourselves up against this river here into the side of this hill may be a good idea. And since we started right there, I think that's convenient enough. So let's zoom back in and talk about the game a little bit. So, this is similar to other games within this genre, as I said. The land is cut up into a lot of basically horizontal planes, or horizontal chunks of grid-like square tiles. So you can use your mouse wheel to scroll down the individual layers, kind of slice it horizontally. And as you see as I do that, it's kind of only showing the certain layer we're working on. And as we get down into working into the depths, you see up here in the top left, we're at 34, 52. It goes quite a ways down. So as we get back up to the surface here, initially we're going to be surface dwellers, but as we get into the meat of our kingdom, we will definitely become almost more dwarves than gnomes. We will be underground for the majority of our lives. take a look at who we have with us. The kingdom that we were cast out of as refugees was nice enough to give us 3 crates full of strawberries. Excellent. And you can see that those are actually just 2 crates full of strawberries, 1 crate full of random stuff. You can see up here in the top left we have our food counter showing we have 64 units of food left, so we won't immediately starve. And our third crate is full of bandages for when we inevitably get wounded and or killed. And we also have enough weapons and armor to equip 1 gnome. We have 9 gnomes, so not exactly ideal, but we can get them armored up in the future. Here we see we've got a bag of strawberry seeds, a bag of wheat seeds, and enough straw to feed our animals for at least the first season. See here our animals consist of 2 yaks, a male and a female. And then we've got this barrel full of wine. Now drink is just as important as food in this game. If you run out of either, your gnomes will starve and they will die. So definitely always have to keep an eye out on this upper left hand corner and make sure your stores are not running out faster than you think they are anyway. So we're going to drill down to depth 0 here. Now let's talk about how we actually get stuff done in this game. There's a right click menu with all of our commands, and instead of controlling individual gnomes directly, we just issue commands. So for example, we can go under our agriculture tab and pick forage. Forage for food, and that allows us to collect resources that are naturally growing. For example, we can forage this area and collect the the oranges off of those trees. We're going to cancel that for now using either the X down here or the cancel job button here. Just drag across it. So to start off, there's a couple things we definitely want. We definitely want to go to designate and create a pasture for our yaks. Don't create a pasture or a designated place for them to go, they might just wander off and we'll never see them again. And that would be a pain. So we're going to make a nice sized pasture here, enough room for them to grow and hopefully make babies. So we're going to give them 40 squares, right? 8 by 5. Let's do that. And if we pick yak, it's going to tell us that the size of 40 makes it big enough for 3 yaks to roam, which will be just about right. We're going to name this the Yaklands, and they will be eating any straw. Yaks, perfect. Now if we take that same tool, and if I were to drag around here, it would create a new pasture. However, if I grab it under the pasture that's already there and expand it out, it just adds more cells to the same one. So for example, we can get that. We get kind of an irregularly shaped one. And now we see a pasture size of 53, we can hold 4 yaks. So we have room to expand, which is always good. I think in this area here, we're going to initially cut down most of these pine trees. We still have plenty of trees around, and if we zoom out farther, I mean there's trees around the map we can always gather from, especially these nice birches over here. So I think we're going to deforest this area here and make this open area into some farmlands so we can get some sustainable food going on. So first we're going to clear out a little bit of room here. Boom boom, those are cotton plants, wild cotton. If you don't know what anything is, you can always just click on it and you will get a menu of what's in the cell you clicked on, which is nice. Wild cotton plant. Here we've got our pine trees. So we're going to go to, right now we're just going to fell these trees, chop them out and get them out of there. Later we're going to explore the clipping system and replanting and having sustainable groves of trees and all that. But for now, we're just going to be environmental assholes and just chop everything down. So we've got a good 20 trees or so there. Chop them out of here. And the game is paused. As soon as I unpause it, it's going to auto-save. Just like that. And now our gnomes are going to get to work, but first, before we unpause it, actually, we need to set our miners to work as well. So we're going to get under the terrain feature, go to mine a wall. And each cell is kind of set up to where there is a floor tile and a wall tile in it. That is, mining out the wall portion of a cell doesn't necessarily take the floor above it away. So each layer kind of coexists on its own level. If that makes any sense. It'll make more sense once we get to building, but for now, we're going to grab our mining tool and we're going to tunnel into this mountain here. So make a little entryway. Hopefully not get into any water or anything like that. There we go. Now we're on the right layer and we see that we've got our mining designated out to go. So those guys are going to go over there and do that. Get a couple more. And create a little chamber in there. We'll unpause it and let our gnomes get to work. Chop chop indeed. See, our miners are super good at what they do. They've already cleared out that entire area, so we're going to pause and make sure we're using our time efficiently here in the first day. So the more we get done today, the less we have to worry about plans going awry for the future. So let's just chop out a little bit more section. Let's go here, here, there, and possibly make a little bit more here. It's going to be kind of a strangely shaped room here at first, but it's really just going to contain our stairwell and maybe a couple stockpiles. So we've got our yaks in the pasture. They're making that yak milk already. See, it drinks up to 136. We've got a builder here and a rancher here with nothing to do. So we're going to go ahead and assign these farms. We've got 32 of our wheat seeds. We've got 32 strawberry seeds. So if we go 8 by 4, that should perfectly use everything we've got. Just like that. You see these tiles are lit up green already. That means that somebody's already designated to go over there and get to work. Okay, I don't like that placement. 8. Well, we could go there, but there's still a tree in the way. Can go there. Strawberry fields forever. So now our guys are going to head over here and till that land. And they're going to come back in and plant the land in a minute. We're going to, in the meantime, go in and start our foray into the depths. So we're going to dig some stairs out. think we're going to have one big, long, grand stairway coming down into our kingdom. It's going to be 2 wide, maybe 3 wide. And in reality, that's probably a bad idea because they're going to dig down into the water if we do that. So let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. Get to digging. And after these guys finish those 3 squares there, we'll be able to scroll down and see that now on the first layer of the subterranean depths, we do indeed have landfall. So let's go down here, give them a job to do. We're going to clean out that. I think that's where we'll break it off for our first episode. We've got a little bit of a cavern hollowed out. God, it's ugly. We've got some fields and pastures going up. There are abundant fruit trees everywhere and logs falling across the land here in the first hay. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on next time.